Ah, the early 2000s. Sex, drugs, partying, spending summer at 400-acre British mansions. That's how all millennials across the UK spent their days before social media, COVID, and mass economic ruin took hold. Now, we live in a sci-fi dystopia where the Hunger Games looks like a viable option and YouTube reviewers only care about the next Disney film to trash rather than actually going to support proper cinema. And proper cinema is what Saltburn is. Saltburn is the best movie of 2023 thus far.
You serious?
Expect Oscars for this movie. It is the everything everywhere all at once of this year. I truly expected garbage and I got treasure.
A surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one.
So let me explain why you need to stop arguing about the Marvels like every fucking YouTuber across the globe is doing right now and actually go see an unmissable movie. Saltburn sets itself in the bizarre and banal time period of 2006, which seems to be around the age that director-writer Emerald Fennell would have begun her own university studies. The film revolves around Barry Keoghan's character Oliver Quick as he begins his studies at Oxford University and how he desperately wants to make friends with the cool kids, and namely the coolest kid, Felix. A new friendship begins and he eventually goes to stay with Felix and his quirky family over the summer. Shenanigans then ensue.
Evil shenanigans.
Sounds pretty bog standard, right? Trailer looks shit, right? Yes and yes. But if you were like me, you were thinking, there must be more to this, surely. And yes, there is. I got exactly what I hoped for from this twisted masterpiece. So expect a real roller coaster of a movie.
Yes! Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on! Ah!
I won't go too far into the plot, and if I name a comparable classic Matt Damon film, it might spoil the movie somewhat, so I'll keep fairly stum on spoilers. The movie itself explores a mad world of an overly exaggerated filthy rich family and the lengths that someone from outside of that world will do to get in and stay there permanently. It's a very funny film. Well, until it takes its turn later on, and then there is a major tonal shift, which is perfectly timed and executed. It all gels together, wraps up nicely, and leaves you with a what the fuck did I just watch feeling in a good way.
Nice.
It's not groundbreaking in story, but it's perfectly executed and written by someone who clearly knows screenwriting form, storytelling, structure, and beats. It's infuriatingly excellent work from Emerald Fennell. Now, Emerald Fennell has a stupid name. This is obvious. It sounds like an overpriced entree at a Parisian restaurant. But Emerald Fennell is probably one of the most brilliant and exciting directors and writers right now. I mean, holy shit. This is one of those films which will make you absolutely envious of the director's vision, creativity, and mastery of the craft. At 38 years old and already having 3 Oscars for a previous film, which I will now have to go and watch, the sky really is the limit here for her. Well, enough gushing, why don't I tell you why? Emerald's use of lighting, camera angles, the use of mirrors, lingering shots, tracking shots, the total experimentation she uses, the expression she puts out onto the screen is fabulous. Everything is carefully selected, thought out, and implemented. It really is something that feels handcrafted. The writing is so funny, engaging, and ultimately she creates these great and memorable characters, which are so brilliantly performed by a stunningly perfect cast, which I will get into.
Get on with it!
One complaint, and you should know pre-warning if you go see this film, is that it is shot in 1.33 by 1 aspect ratio, which Fennell says gives the impression of peeping in, which, for you guys at home, translates as, the film has huge fucking black bars along the side of the screen and it's super annoying. This is only one of very few decisions which are as dumb as the name Emerald Fennell.
He's out of line, but he's right.
It feels like you should be watching it on TV, or even an old TV like from 2006, I guess. But in the cinema, it feels like you're being shortchanged watching a movie with a quarter of the screen missing. Other issues I have are the fact that Emerald Fennell is a wrong'un.
Why you got to say nasty shit, Ray? 'Cause I'm a nasty motherfucker.
There are some absolutely gross and disgusting scenes, which are all mostly sexual. Now, you might appreciate this stuff, and I get it, what the purpose is and all, but it's the equivalent of what Eli Roth does in his movies. So don't justify this and then hate on torture porn. This is porn. It's too far, and it's just shock jock. Tone it down, Em. The movie is brilliant, and we don't need to see Barry Keoghan passionately lick up the bathwater of another man after that man has masturbated in it. Yes, this happens, and it's as sickening as a front row seat at a Sam Smith show. Other than these gripes, this is a masterful film. The cast, moving on to a positive note, is perfection. Barry Keoghan's misfit weirdo Oliver, Jacob Elordis' lovable rich kid Felix, Alison Oliver's damaged Venetia, and Archie Madekwe's conniving and jealous Farley are just brilliant, and they fit like a glove with the sharp writing. But the show stealers are Richard E. Grant as Sir James and Rosamund Pike as Elspeth, who are the most lovable and whimsical millionaires you're likely to encounter. They provide the best of the movie's very funny lines and are a complete joy to watch. Let's be clear, these are all larger-than-life characters, but that makes it so much more vibrant, fairy tale-like, or probably more so nightmarish in a lot of ways. It's odd to see a film about rich people nowadays which portrays them as actually being generous and caring people, but just brought up in a completely different universe. It is arguable that Felix has his playthings each summer, to which Oliver is potentially one, but Felix's dark side is never explored. In fact, he may be the most likable and genuine posh boy to grace any screen. It's his performance that arguably carries the film and perfectly encapsulates the purpose of his character, which is to be the person everyone wants to be and wants to be around. Does it explain Oliver's actions and desperation to be part of his life and world? That's up to you to decide. Let's just be clear, this movie has some disturbing scenes, characters, and a shocking ending. It's something that's very familiar, but also quite unique. Musically, there is a big mix of contemporary tunes with those weird, quirky orchestral swells, which seems to be par for the course in any quirky art house film nowadays. It's all perfectly used and edited in, and my god, the editing is superb. Just to throw this in, everything is almost done like a curated exhibition or a bespoke home. Every detail purposeful, meticulous to create the director's perfect vision. This film is so good that I can't even be bothered to try and mock it. Emerald Fennell, I am sorry for insulting your name. Your film is so good, I needed to try and criticize something. That's how desperate I got. It has topped Nicolas Cage's stellar effort, Dream Scenario, and everything else I've seen this year. Even the exquisite Talk to Me has been bested. It's a must-see, despite the frustrating aspect ratio. It's utterly brilliant.